Hi, everybody. David Essel here. And this is a very serious topic, but you'll see me smiling a lot because it's something that I thought would derail my life years ago. And I've actually learned how to manage my ADD and ADHD without medication. So I'm going to tell you the background, tell you the story. Maybe this will benefit you as well. And remember, always comment below, right? If you have ADD or ADHD and you've found a different way to manage it than what I share with you, comment below so other people can benefit. Or if you want to try what I have done, do it and then come back and let me know how it works. Okay. So I had struggled my whole life and we didn't know what the heck was going on. I was very frustrated as a child. I had very little patience at all. I would jump from subject to subject. And back in the 50s and 60s, when I was a kid, they did not diagnose this condition. And I don't know if that's good or bad, quite frankly. But I hit the age of 30 and I knew there was something that was off and I had to get some help. And I went in and I was diagnosed with both attention deficit disorder and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Things started to make sense. Like all of a sudden I could understand why in a movie theater, my leg would be shaking, why I'm tapping in classes, right? Why I'm tapping my fingers or doing whatever, why I'm never sitting still. I'm always up and on the go. And so we say that that could be a sign of anxiety, which it definitely could be, but it wasn't in my case. So I passed, I guess you could say, with flying colors, all these tests for ADD without a doubt, ADHD without a doubt. And then I was put on medication and it did not work. It was horrendous. It was a normal ADD stimulant medication. And it just was the worst thing in the world for me. My body reacted, I want to say violently almost. I felt out of control. My brain was brain fogged out. I was even more hyper at times. And then other times I was extremely mellow. And they tried monitoring dosages and changing drugs. And finally, I just said, screw it. I'm going to figure this out on my own. So the very first thing I did, and this might sound very simple and very bizarre in a way, is I just accepted the ADHD. I just accepted it. That I'm going to be moving a lot, that when I'm in a theater, my leg is going to move, that when I'm in classes, I'm going to be tapping. And so I just accepted that. And instead of, having people before, and I remember back in my 20s and 30s, I'd go to a movie, I'd be out on a date, and the woman who would be with me would say, would you quit moving your leg? And I would try and stop. And 5 minutes later, it's on its own, just going crazy. And even now at home, at times, I'll be sitting by myself or sitting with friends and my legs will just start going nuts. And I just let it go. I don't even try to alter it. I just say, this is my body. This is how my body reacts to whatever. Good stuff, not so good stuff. It doesn't matter. It'll just start to move on its own type of a thing. So with my ADHD, I've just learned how to accept it, that there's always going to be a part of me that's moving around. It might be my whole body. It might just be a foot. It might be a hand tapping, but it ends up looking like maybe being a little quirky. In my counseling sessions, it's amazing because I can be outrageously focused and calm. But then the minute I don't have that focus activity, that's when the ADHD kicks in and I feel like moving or my legs start moving. So to me, the number one key in regards to ADHD is acceptance and not to allow other people to influence you, that it's the most horrendous thing in the world and you need to get on medication. Now, if you found a medication for ADHD and it works, great. Don't stop it, right? I'm not anti-medication. It just didn't work for me at all. And the same thing with ADD. My thoughts can jump from one to the next very quickly. Now, that's an aid in the counseling world and my public speaking world, in so many other worlds, for my brain to be able to go from one subject to something totally different and to be always on the go can be an advantage, right? But I also want to say this. With ADD, what I have found within myself is that I've got to compartmentalize my day into sections. Now, if I have an hour counseling session, that's not a problem at all because I'm fully focused and I can stay really in tune with my clients. But it's the off times when I'm sitting there going, okay, what should I do next? And what should I do next? And maybe I should start this. And well, let me jump over here and do this. And let me do the dishes. And then the next thing you know, I'm in the garage changing oil in my car. Now, anyone that knows me knows that I'm teasing because I don't know anything about changing oil on a car. But you get the idea, right? My brain jumps and I go, oh, I'm going to do this. And oh, I want to do that. No, I want to do that. So what I've done is I've set up my work schedule where that every hour is a totally different topic or subject or activity. So right now, I have put this time aside to do these videos. I'm doing a couple videos on YouTube right now. When these videos are done, I'm going to be going and doing a to-do list for what I have to do the rest of today and tomorrow. And then in about 40 minutes, I'm meeting a friend of mine. And then in about 2 hours later, I have something else to do. So what I've done, but with my workplace, this is where it used to really bother me. I used to jump from topic to topic. I'd start to write an article and then I'd go and change it and go online and answer an email. And then I'd go and check my text messages. Have you found yourself doing this? But when I schedule myself and I look at my day and I have, let's say 9 in the morning to 10, I have a counseling session, then 10 to 11, let's say that there's no sessions. So I will put in 30-minute segments. Like I'll say 30 minutes to do X and then 30 minutes to do Y. And then at 11 o'clock, I have another session. Then let's say I'm off at noon. I will then schedule noon. I may break sometimes at up to 15-minute activities, right? And that helps me because when I know I'm going to be doing something for a very short period of time, for some reason, it calms that attention deficit disorder. It's almost like the subconscious knows, oh, this is cool. He's going to do this for 15 minutes. Then he's going to change gears. Then he's going to change gears. So that works for me. Now, when I have clients that I work with ADD, I make sure they're in a position at work that allows them to be that flexible and that moving all around. There was a gentleman, I actually did a video on this quite a while ago, who was in the armed services, and they had him in a desk job and he was going crazy. And they finally said, hey, we're going to have to release you. You can't focus. You're not getting your work done. You're not getting your tasks done. And he looked at him and said, I really need to be outside moving. I need to be doing something. So where did they put him? They put him in a mechanical repair class. And now he's working on planes and all these other kind of things. And he's in heaven because it constantly changes. His ADHD, he's always moving from one vehicle to the next. Do you see? So you may have to make career changes. You may have to make position changes within your current company, but don't let the attention deficit disorder or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder get in the way of your success and happiness. Now, I'll tell you this. It took about a year to figure all this out. Once I got off the medication, it didn't work for me. I tried all kinds of methods. I Googled, how do you deal with ADD? How do you deal with ADHD? And then I came up with my own simple plan. And let me review. For ADHD, I allow myself to move. When my legs want to wiggle, my hands want to move, I just allow them to. But I also set myself up where I am doing different activities, so I'm never seated for long periods of time. And then with the ADD, attention deficit disorder, I make sure that if I have an hour off, I know how I'm going to break it up into short segments so I stay focused. I hope this helps. Comment below. We've got a lot of people in this world that struggle with these conditions, and I just want to make it clear. There are ways to work around many of these conditions if medication does not work for you, okay? And then join the channel. Go ahead and join this channel. And then remember, we have a brand new free program. We're giving away 500,000 online memberships to Helping Americans and the World Heal at talkdavid.com. There's information below on the video. But you're going to right away get our book, Positive Thinking, when you sign up, absolutely free. And then every Monday, you'll get an email with articles, videos, interviews. You'll get a free sleep audio, a meditation audio, addiction recovery, a subscription to a magazine for a year. So that's all listed below. Thanks so much for being with me. Let's make the most out of what we are born with. Some people have struggles much deeper than what I have, others much less. But whatever you have, let's work through it. I'm David Essel. Have a great day.